What's going on, guys? In today's tutorial we're going to be working with Scribble effect, but we're going to be doing a set of different music video effects. So we're going to be working with Adobe Premiere and working with Adobe After Effects both at the same time. So since a lot of you have never used Adobe Premiere before, I'm just going to kind of give you a crash tour of crash course of what exactly we're going to be doing with Adobe Premiere. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and open up Adobe Premiere. When you open up Premiere, one of the first things that it asks you is, what do you want to name your file and where do you want to save it to? So we're going to go ahead and answer those little questions right away. So we're going to create a new document. As soon as we create a new document, this pops up. It says, so what do you want to call it? We're going to go ahead and title this one Music Video Effects, and then we're going to go ahead and click Browse, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over to my documents right here on Scribble effect, and then just choose, make sure you have it to the folder that is required. In my case, mine is document, Scribble effect, and click OK. There we go. So now we have our file, which is located under Documents, Scribble effect, Music Video Effects. So now I'm going to, well, as you see here, there's a couple windows. It's kind of like After Effects in a sense. Like, this is your timeline, this is your preview video, this is your effects, and then this is your project panel. You might actually see a source window here. That just means that you can preview your video, cut it into whatever format you want, and then drag it in here. But don't worry about that. We won't work with none of that stuff. We're going to double click on our project panel, and we're going to import the video that we're working with, which is going to be this one, Camila Cabello. In your case, some of you may actually have your own personal video, or I'm going to be providing a variation. So just, you know, the effect is what we're working on. So go ahead and import, and then drag the video over. So right here, this particular video, you can let me just go ahead and mute that. You can go ahead and preview this here, but as you can see, this video has like a lot of like storyline or storytelling, and the actual song starts around here somewhere. So let me go ahead and zoom in. So these little tools right here, these little circles, will allow you to zoom into a particular spot. And so this song starts right around here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my razor tool. Shortcut is the letter C on your keyboard, and just go ahead and press right here, grab my mouse again, select this part, and press delete. I will now right click on this empty space and put ripple delete. What that's going to do is move everything to the beginning. So now we have the song. Perfect. That's what we want. So from here we're going to be let me mute it again. We're going to be working with a particular spot that we're going to want to edit. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to be working with 40 seconds, but 40 seconds in 10-second increments. So we don't want to create the entire thing right off the bat, because we're going to be doing different effects later on, and it'll make sense as we move forward. But for now, just find 10 seconds that you want to work with in your song. So I'm actually going to look for the part where actually this part right here where she's like walking right here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my razor tool and just press it right there. And now I'm looking at the time right here. It says 42. So I'm going to go ahead and change this 4 to a 5. That moves me forward 10 seconds. So I'll grab my razor tool, cut it right there. And so this right here is 10 seconds of what we're going to be doing. So I'll right click and put replace with After Effects composition, and then just let After Effects go ahead and open up. Alright, so once it opens up, the first thing it's going to ask you is if you want to save your project and where do you want to save it. So our answer is yes, we do want to save it. we're going to head over to Documents and go over to Scribble Effect. And right here in Scribble Effect, we'll go ahead and title it After Effect Scribbles. And then put Save. Once we do that, our video will open up and it will be showing the part that we selected, the little tiny clip that we selected. So from here, we're going to double click our video. And when you double click, you should be able to see these little guys right here in the black, purple, and red. And then we can go ahead and grab our brush. Once we grab our brush, you're going to notice here that you have brushes and paint. Under paint, just make sure you drag this down a little bit down because you won't be able to see everything. And we're going to change our duration to single frame. What that's going to allow us to do is for our drawings to change every single frame that we skip through or whatever. So right here under paint, you can choose colors, and under brush, you can choose your brush size. I'm going to go with a brush size of 5, and then head with maybe some of this like bluish color that's right there. So I'll come here, select that blue, and click OK. And so now it's really just about creating whatever artwork you want. Now, one of the things to remember is that every single time you draw something, it's only being shown for a split second, so one frame. So if you draw something and you want it to show up for a long time, you have to redraw the same amount over and over again. So I'm just going to kind of speed through this a little bit so you guys can see what I mean. So I'm going to draw a little line right there, go to the next frame. So to go to the next frame, I'm just pressing Control and then the right arrow key, Control right arrow key. And so I'm just going to keep going. So all I'm doing is going next, 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 and just drawing more and more. And so let me switch it up by maybe adding a different color here. And I'm gonna maybe do something that is coming from like over here. So notice in this little part, I'm actually drawing more and more each time. So what I'm doing here is kind of creating like a little heart. And then I'm gonna switch it to a different color. And then maybe like come in here and then just kind of trace out his hand each time. So all this, I mean, it's all about being creative in this little part. You can do it as cheap as you guys want to or as amazing as you all want to. But the end results will always look pretty cool once you play through it. So I'm going to go ahead and preview this out. So I've about 1/4 of the way through. And so you see there it goes. That was the little play thing that I was doing. And so I'm just going to continue this and then I'll come back to you guys once I'm done. Alright guys, I'm back. So as you can see here, I finished up mine, and when you press play, this is kind of what it looks like. And so there you go, and then it repeats itself over and over again, playing back and forth. So once this is done, then all you have to do here is just go to File and Save. And once you save it, if you go to Adobe Premiere, you'll notice that this little spot that you were working with is now red. And when you play it here, you'll be able to play it with the design that you created. So after this, you just look for another spot where you want to edit. So maybe like, say for example, the part where she's walking up to stage, right here, I will go ahead and cut it right there. Go 10 seconds forward, so in this case 14, press enter, and then cut it right here. Grab my mouse, right click, and put replace with After Effects composition. Double click, and then you can start on this one as well. Make sure you have a single frame and you have your brushes, whichever size you want to use. and then you can continue working on this one. You're gonna do this 4 times. So I want 40 seconds of the video, but I do not want it to be a continuous 40 seconds. I want like different spots, because later on we're going to be working on different effects and we're going to be working with the same video. So we're going to be creating like a bass effect, a flicker effect, transitional effects, and things like that. And we're going to be using this same video, or the video of your choosing, to create these effects. So make sure you create your 40 seconds at random places so that they're not all right next to each other. And that would be it. If you have any questions while working on this assignment, just please let me know. As far as exporting this video, we will export once all the assignments are complete. So don't worry about turning it in until all of them are done. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.